Welcome to the Gen X Pole Arts Podcast, Fit, Fierce, and Fearless. I am Zen, also known as Nancy Adzentovich, the founder of Gen X Pole Arts. I am happy to be launching this podcast where we are going to be celebrating the strength, resilience, and potential of women over 40 in the vibrant world of pole dance. I'm excited to embark on this empowering journey with you guys. And each week, we will connect with inspiring women who are redefining what it means to thrive in their 40s and beyond. From incredible stories of personal transformation to tips on building strength and confidence, we'll explore the boundless possibilities that pole dancing offers for self expression and empowerment. Whether you're a seasoned dancer or just curious about the journey, there's a place for you here. So grab a cup of coffee, a sparkling water, whatever turns you on, and get comfortable. Let's celebrate the incredible power of women who are embracing their passions and pushing boundaries at every age. And don't forget to subscribe and join our community on social media. All right, now let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to Fit, Fierce, and Fearless, episode 34. I'm Zen. You guys also know me as Nancy, and I'm happy to be here today. It's kind of a low energy day. It's the week after Labor Day. Everybody has gone back to school. Kind of officially the wind down of summer, except in Los Angeles, I feel like we get a second summer and the weather really starts to get nice this time of year. So yes, I was in the pool. This is my pool hair. I got my bikini on. But I needed to record this episode. So here I am. I haven't missed a week and I'm not gonna, even when I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. But how is everybody? It's been 33 episodes. The feedback you guys have been giving has been really helpful and positive, and I'm really grateful to everybody who has subscribed to the podcast, who has shared the episodes, all of my amazing guests and friends who have helped create the episodes, sharing their stories and being really open and brave and vulnerable. It's really been such a fun project for me, and I'm really looking forward to finishing out the rest of this year and closing it with 52 episodes. So next week, I have another really cool guest. She's a mom and a teacher, and she's just a really fun and cool human. So I'm looking forward to you guys meeting her. I thought today I might talk a little bit about cross training. So I know I feel kind of bad that in almost every episode with a guest, we touch on injuries in some way, shape, or form. And you all know I've talked about, even in my solo episodes, that I've had this knee and leg issue and sciatica and blah, blah, blah. And I always caveat it with saying that most of these injuries did not happen from pole dancing, but they were like pre-existing and blah, 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 blah. You've heard it before. The reason I'm saying it is because I want to encourage people who are not athletic or not dancers, who aren't currently doing pole and who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I want to encourage y'all to try it for all the reasons that you've heard me talk about, my guests talk about, you may have read in my Substack posts, or on my blog, or in any of the other content that I have shared with you guys. It's such a healthy, healing, and beneficial form of expression and physical fitness that I need you to just get out there and try it. Go to a local studio, try my at-home starter kit, which is free. And don't worry about getting injured, because the introductory classes, my starter kit, these things are not going to have you doing things where you're going to hurt yourself. Like, the people who are talking about big injuries are really doing really big things. and that's what's driving it. But I did want to talk about, along that same line of thinking, the cross training. And way back when I started Gen X Pole Arts last summer, 2024, I shared a bunch of easy beginner exercise videos. They're very short, like a minute to a minute and a half. They're on my YouTube channel if you haven't seen them. They're also on the Instagram. If you scroll back on Gen X Pole Arts Instagram, and I think there might be links there to the YouTube. Actually, the YouTube is linked in the link tree in the bio of Instagram, and I can link it in the show notes here too. But really, the exercises that I designed are very simple things to help get your body accustomed to moving if you haven't really been doing very much. So, if you've been taking care of kids or taking care of your home or your parents or your spouse, and you've kind of neglected your own fitness, and you haven't really been very active in the past year or two or three or five or 10, right? You have to start somewhere. So, doing these little exercises like simple lunges and squats and crunches, hanging from a bar, like a pull up bar where you're just doing dead hangs, these are all things that are going to help get your body back in the habit of activating different muscle groups. So, when we're sitting all the time at a desk or in a car or at a table, um, we shorten our hamstrings, kind of get shortened. Our pecs get strengthened and pulled in, and we get this little hump in our back because we're like this all day, right? Or we're like this all day. So, what are things we can do to really open this up? Let our back and our shoulders relax and come down instead of always being, in this position that we as a society have become accustomed to being in most of the day. So, check that out if you are just getting started or you're curious about getting started. And then for the more advanced people, you guys know probably by now that I am a certified yoga instructor. I did yoga teacher training, I've taught yoga, also personal trainer certification many years ago. So I've been doing this a long time. But lately, the workout that I have found that has really got me excited, and I feel like it works me harder in ways that I haven't worked in a long time. And it's working lots of interesting muscle groups in conjunction with one another that maybe don't typically get worked together, including the tiny stabilizer muscles. I've been doing Lagree Pilates, and my friend Melinda Mimi, who was on the show, she turned me onto this. She had been doing it for months and saw a complete transformation in her body composition. She may have even spoken about it on her episode. And then also my friend Deanna, who you guys met in like episode 2, she's been doing Lagree Pilates and her strength has increased exponentially. Um, so I went to a couple of classes and you do them on these reformer machines. I don't know what like quote unquote regular Pilates is because I never did it before, but this is a special machine for Lagree, I guess, or special way that they use it. There's an instructor. Each person is on their own machine, which is kind of like a giant table that's about a foot off of the ground. It has 2 fixed platforms at either end and they're padded. And then in the center, there's a larger section of the table, bed, whatever you call it, the machine that moves back and forth and it's weighted. And you can change the amount of weight or resistance that is attached to that center moving platform, depending on if you're pushing or pulling, right? So one direction, more weight makes it easier because it assists you. In the other direction, more weight makes it more challenging because it's resistance. So there are options. They also have straps that are connected to the weights or connected to the platform. So you're doing arm movements while you're standing on the moving platform sometimes, and you're pulling your own body weight, but you're using your arms to do it. And you're using from your toes all the way up through your shoulders to stabilize yourself on this moving platform. It can be a little bit intimidating at first, but I have found that I've gained more confidence after a few classes in doing it. There's an instructor who leads you through each combination of exercises, and the exercises go extremely slowly, really slowly. Going slow is part of the format of this workout. So it's very slow, extremely controlled, and flowy. So the motions are flowing in a controlled way, moving your body with your breath, moving the machine with your breath and your body. You're not being jerky, and that constant activation of your muscle groups to maintain that stability and flow is, I think, what makes this such an effective and interesting way to work out. So you guys know about my knee. I had, or I have, a complex tear in my meniscus, which got exacerbated from skiing a year and a half ago. It comes from running on pavement for decades. And I also had a Baker cyst behind my knee, and my hip has been having some issues or inflammation because of the compensation I was doing for the knee. I started going to a naturopath who's also a chiropractor and doing more yoga and HIIT classes to do strength training on my leg. Well, when I went to the Lagree Pilates class, it was like magic for my leg and my knee. So I backed off some of the exercises on the side where the injury is. I didn't go full out on all of them right away, because if I was feeling any pain or tinges or pulling, I just didn't go there. But the next day I iced when I got home, and I've been using arnica gel, which the physical therapist told me is important to reduce any inflammation, because inflammation in the body will cause pain. So I've been using the arnica gel 3 times a day and icing as well. But I find that the day after I do a Lagree Pilates workout, I have no pain. None. It's amazing. It's just something about the way it activates muscles in my anatomy that maybe I just have been ignoring. And when I'm doing pull and hoop, I'm really using so much upper body and core strength that I'm almost never thinking about my legs. And I think that is why I got this inflammation and pain, because whatever I was ignoring and I was doing something wrong, I was just doing something I should not have been doing. And I feel like now I've got a good solution to continue to rehab it, which I I've been dancing. I'm teaching dancing now, and my classes at the college started again. I'm doing contemporary dance and Mexican dance without pain. So I think I'm going to stick with this Lagree Pilates thing. Is the moral of my story. And if you haven't tried it, I would recommend it. I think any level of fitness can do it. If you're a beginner, obviously let your instructor know, but you're just going to adjust the weights and probably modify some things to your ability level. But every single class I've been in, there's been mostly women. I think 2 classes there was a 1 or 2 guys, and they were usually with a girl, like came with a friend or something. I've seen mostly younger women, and I've seen a lot of very svelte, thin, petite women. So I stand out a little bit. I'm taller, I'm curvy, I'm muscular. Um, and at first I thought, I don't know if I feel comfortable here. But honestly, the more classes I've gone to, the more I've realized that it's very inclusive, and I've felt really supported by the instructors there. It's definitely not a community vibe like the dance studio or the pole studio. Not a single other student has even said hello to me. So, it's kind of not what I'm used to when it comes to that. But it helps me to get into the mindset of, okay, I'm here to do this workout. I'm going to focus on this workout. I'm going to pay attention to how my body is feeling when I'm doing it. And then I'm going to be done. So that's the path I'm on right now. But again, if you're just starting out, I suggest doing some very basic, simple exercises. Check out my YouTube. for those exercises. Also, I have a PDF that I can send to you with a sample workout that you can follow on a daily basis if you want that. Just email me at nancy@genxpolarts.com, or you can DM me on Instagram or leave a comment here on the podcast. So with that, I'm going to keep it short like I usually do on these solo episodes. I hope this was interesting to you. If you've tried Lagree Pilates, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your impressions if you had a similar experience or if you've experienced something very different. I'd also love to know if you've tried any other workouts that you have found to be effective for cross training and strength building that are full body workouts, because I'm always looking for something new to try, and there's always new things cropping up and probably different things in different parts of the country too. So let me know, let us know. Everybody can see the comments. So if you leave a bit of wisdom here, you're going to help the whole community. I have the dates for the Santa Fe, New Mexico workshop, November 8th, and the Newburgh, New York workshop is October 12th. If you want information on that, visit either one of those things, visit the website, or again, DM me, email me, message me, check out Instagram, because all of the links are there in the link tree. I love you guys for being here. Please share this episode if you think it will help somebody else. Remember to subscribe or follow and like and blah, 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 blah. You know all the things. Now I'm going to go back outside and enjoy this end of summer weather while we still have it. And I hope you are enjoying this time of year as well. Take care, y'all. Love you. Bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Fit, Fierce, and Fearless, powered by Gen X Pole Arts. I hope you feel inspired by the incredible stories of strength and resilience that we shared today. Remember, it's never too late to embrace your potential and unleash your passion. If you enjoyed this episode, please, I would appreciate it if you would take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave me a review. Your support really helps me to continue to uplift and empower women over 40 in our pole dance community and beyond. Don't forget to connect with me on social media for more inspiration and updates. I'd love to hear your stories and share in your journey. So until next time, keep dancing, keep shining, and remember that your strength knows no age.